Everybody, got something a little bit different today, not the Royal Enfields again. This is my Honda VT1300 CT Interstate. I can't remember when I imported it from America. It was years ago, but it was an America and Canada model only. We never got it over here, and it's one of a family, and we only got one of the family over here, which was the Fury, which was pretty much a full-blown chopper really, but the other ones were the State Line, so don't get confused by the badge on the tank, because I put that on there. This isn't the State Line, it's an Interstate. The difference being, the Interstate has got hard bags on it and a windscreen, and I've got those and I haven't put them on because it's a major job to get them on and off. They're not quickly detachable. Yeah, it had a big old windscreen on it, and the State Line didn't have the fork covers, and it didn't have footboards either. It had pegs, same place, but it had pegs. That was only the Interstate that got footboards. So what can I tell you about it? I can tell you loads about it. I've written all the specs down on a piece of paper, so bear with me, and I'll scribble it all out what I've got. Well, I don't think you've got the piece of paper with me, but yes, I have. Yeah, it's a humongous long stroke motor in this. Let's see what I've put, I can't remember now, but too many specs on too many bikes. It's 1312cc. I don't know where they got the 12 extra from, but it's 1312. It's a 52-degree V-twin, 3 valves per cylinder, and the bore and stroke is 89.5 by 104.3, and it's 9.2 compression ratio. Fuel injected, liquid cooled, got 5-speed box, got 2 spark plugs per cylinder, and they're 74 horsepower and 90.7 foot-pounds of torque, which is 123 newton meters if you want to, and that's at 3,000 revs. It's got 33 degrees of rake, which is horrific. That's why we didn't get it over here, because these do not go round corners. That is a stupid amount of rake on it, but it's all to do with styling, isn't it? 33 degrees of rake. I'd like to see 24, 25 really, but not to be. So you forget the back roads with it. It'll be like taking an ocean liner up a stream. For going anywhere distance on motorways, big A roads, stuff like that, it's absolutely ideal. Absolutely ideal. It will cruise at 90, allegedly. I'll tell you a bit more about that. It's been in the barn for 3 years. I haven't ridden it for 3 years. I got it out, gave it a wash. It was covered in dust, completely covered in dust, but it hasn't fared too badly. Yeah, I put the State Line badges on it because it is basically a State Line as it stands at the moment, and there's no difference except the State Line with footboards and fork tins. Yeah, I know I've got to black the barrels, the paint's coming off a bit, but I've just put a brand new battery on it literally 10 minutes ago. Turned the ignition on, made sure that it lit up and everything. I've not tried to start it, so I don't know if it will start. It's got 3-year-old petrol in it, so I doubt very much it will start, but I've ridden this quite a lot. I'll let you have a guess on the mileage I've put on it. It's quite a bit, but it still runs as good as new. Well, it did do until I put flat petrol in it. Well, I haven't put flat petrol in it, it's just old petrol that's gone off, I expect. It stinks. You open the petrol cap, it stinks. But we'll see. Fuel injected, they're supposed to be pretty good on that, so I mean, it's stone cold, no heat at all. So we'll give it a crank up and see if it'll even start. I'll be surprised if it does, to be quite honest with you. You wouldn't believe that, would you? First crank after 3 years with 3-year-old petrol. I can't believe that. It ticks over a lot slower when it warms up. When it warms up, it calms down a bit. Wants a really good polish, like they always do. But the chrome's fared fairly well. Got a nice little headlight on the front, quite like that. But we never got this because these just do not go round corners. I can vouch for that. Roundabouts, take your time. Take your time. You don't see ocean liners coming into the dock at 60 mile an hour, do you? No, well, it's same with this. Get it on the A1M, get it on the M1M, M1M? The M1, them sort of roads, and it excels. I did the iron butt challenge on this bike. I did 1,000 miles in 16 hours. You had to do it in under 24 hours, and I did it in 16 hours. Cruising at ungodly speeds. But I did have the screen on, I did have the bags on. Yeah, it's hang on, I'll tell you, let me see, I've written it down, I know I have. Fuel capacity. Sounds quite a lot, but it bloody well isn't. Fuel capacity is 16.7 litre. And I did that 1,000 miles. I did 1,022 miles in 16 hours and got the Iron Butt award. The Saddle Saw 1000 they called it. It's a bit of a dubious honour really. But I got that. And that was 10 fuel stops. You don't have a fuel gauge on it. All you've got is a fuel light, and if that light comes on, if you can't see a garage, you're going to be pushing it. It's about half a pint, I reckon. It's ridiculous. So I'll just set the trip back to naught every time I fill it up and keep an eye on the trip. And about 100 and no more than 120 miles if you're on a long trip, you've got to be looking at filling up. But it's a great bike. It is a great bike. It's no lightweight. I'll keep putting the piece of paper away now. I'll tell you what the wet weight of it is for the full tank of fuel. It is. Why can't you ever get a piece of paper unfolded when you're trying to do something else? The wet weight is. God, yeah, should have kept this piece of paper out really. The wet weight is 712 pounds. That's 323 kilos. I mean, I nearly had a heart attack pushing it out the barn, getting it up here. But yeah, it's no lightweight, and which is quite interesting really, because there's a lot of plastic on this bike. That's plastic, they're plastic, these are plastic, that's aluminium, the headlight's plastic, the indicators are plastic, the Honda running lights, and these are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. These are halogens. They come on with high beam. Jesus, they're bright. They are bright. Yeah, it's monoshock suspension. It is adjustable for preload and damping. It's shaft drive, 5-speed box. Shaft on the back end there, will go through the swinging arm, which takes all that chain maintenance out of it, doesn't it? It's a 170/15 tyre on the back, a nice big wide old tyre, and I put a new tyre on that before I did the 1,000 miles at fairly rapid speed, as I said, and half of the tyre, not 3/4 of the tyre, is gone, just like that. And that's a Metzeler tyre. Shan't be using them again. So I've got a brand new tyre to go on it. Oh, will I put it back? It's not. I can't ride it at the moment because it's sawned. It's not on the road. It's registered off the road. It's got a single crank pin. I'll say it's a 52-degree V-twin, which is an odd thing because all British V-twins back in the day were 50-degree. Harley's 45, but yeah, it's got 3 valves per cylinder as well. Single overhead cam. And for short people, it's 26.7-inch seat height. Anybody could ride this, providing they've got some legs. I mean, you know, that's the lowest seat height I think I've ever come. I had a VTX before this, which was a bit more civilised. It had a sensible rake. Same engine, but it was carburetted, not fuel injected like this one. And I think they've reprofiled the cams a bit for this model, but it's got oodles. It will do 85 mile an hour in second gear. That's the truth. It will do 85 mile an hour in second gear. I read it on a forum, so I went out and tried it, and it did. And that's second gear. It's got 5-speed box, so I can't tell you what the top speed is because I don't know. I never had it for absolutely right round, but yeah. So I imported this from Nevada. It's a nice dry state. Have you guessed the mileage yet? No, you're too busy looking at it, aren't you? The mileage I've put on this bike, I don't know if you can see that, that's 108,275 miles. That's getting on with it a bit, isn't it? And it still runs as good as the day I bought it. That's Honda for you, isn't it? So I just thought you'd like to see it instead of Royal Enfields all the time, because I've got other bikes and I'll get them out over the course of the time, but I wish I'd give this a bit of a better polish up. I haven't cleaned it at all really. Never mind, I'll get the black paint out and re-black the engine. You have to do that every now and then, not too often, every couple of years, something like that. But yeah, the seat collapsed on that iron butt challenge, and I swore and cursed because my backside was nearly dropping off because the seat had collapsed. The padding had gone. And I was just praying for fuel stops. Honestly, I really was, because you can't stand up on the pegs. Look where the footboards are. There's no way with those handlebars can you stand up and take the pressure off your posterior. So by the time I got home, I thought I was going to have surgery. I nearly had to be spoon fed, but not because I was tired, because I left at 8 o'clock at night and rode all night, and I was back sort of early, late afternoon the next day. Got rained on, but the roads were pretty deserted through the night, which is what I wanted. I went from Ipswich right down to the Dartford crossing, right down to the M3, right down 303, down to Honington, then cut across country to Columpton services on the M5, picked up the M5, rode that until I got to the M6, carried on until it came to the M74, is it, or M78? I can't remember which one it is now. It goes up to Scotland, and I got as far as Bigger in Scotland, and I thought that's enough, I've done enough miles now if I go back. So it was back down the M74 or 78, whichever it is, back down to Penrith, over the A66, over the Pennines, picked up the A1M at Scotch Corner, and all the way home. Never missed a beat, that bike. And like I was saying, I was marching it along a bit, seriously was. But anyway, when I got back, the first thing I did, I took the seat to an upholsterer, and he recovered it, and he's put a gel pad in there, and it is so comfortable now. It really is comfortable. But from the license plate on the back to the tip of the front tyre is 8'11". It's an inch under 9 feet long. It's a big old bike. Anyway, I think I've told you as much as you want to know. You probably fell asleep now, haven't you? Come on, wakey wakey. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to see you on the next one. I think I've got something else planned. It's Royal Enfield again. I know. Yeah, but I've got a little plan. Which you'll see on the next video. I might make it tomorrow. Or later on today if I get a chance. Anyway, there you go. You've seen it. VTX. Not VTX. VT1300 CT Interstate. I'll try and put some photographs up if I can of the other models, but they're all just choppers really. You know, they're not. I mean, this is nearly a chopper, isn't it? But it's nice shape for a factory custom. Anyway, there you go. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.